And hold on, just hold on. Let me open PyCharm.
Ashish, you are sharing your screen.
Yeah, hold on. Just a minute. Okay. So, just a minute. So now we had seen object creation, that how we create objects and how do we manage them, right? Now, how do we use objects in Selenium? Okay, so I'll just make a new Python package known as Selenium Basics. See that over there, right? So, like we have in Java, similar to Java and Python, we have got drivers in Selenium. Right. So primarily there are three browsers. You have Edge, you have Chrome, and you have Firefox, for which Selenium is used for automation. Right. And first of all, uh, you need to import, you need to write the import statement that from Selenium import WebDriver. Okay, so you import WebDriver from Selenium. And a WebDriver is the primarily, you can say it's an interface, right? And when you write webdriver.chrome, this is the primary command to launch the Chrome browser. Okay, now look, launching Chrome, I'll launch it, right? But I'm just giving an example that this is, you can say, a pre-existing object handle which you are importing. Right, I think it's Selenium is not installed in this workspace. Hold on. Pip install Selenium. So this will install Selenium. Just hold on. So like if you write webdriver.chrome, this is going to open Chrome. If you want to open Firefox, then you have to give the command webdriver.firefox like this, right? But exactly it's not going to open the browser, right? Hold on. WebDriver dot you can write Edge to manage Edge, right? Just hold on. Let it first run. Download Selenium in the workspace. So WebDriver is you can say it's an internal object inside the Selenium project. Okay, in very simple layman language. Okay, and that object reference can be used to uh, invoke the browsers. Right, see the error has gone away. I'll just comment these two lines. Now you don't have to, open Chrome like this. You have to give the command that the service which you have to use for Chrome is a service. Give this command in the brackets, in the constructor basically. You have to write Chrome driver manager. Oh, sorry, what is happening? Look, in Selenium, what we do is that we use some EXEs. Okay, in case or in Selenium with Java, right? In case of this Python or in Selenium or with Java also, they have this driver managers. Okay, like in out here, we have the Chrome driver manager class, right? And hold on, just a minute. Something has happened to this particular. Hold on. Actually, I always copy my imports. Just a minute. From Selenium Chrome import service, and this is Chrome. Just a minute. Actually, my throat is also WebDriver. Space bar is not working. Okay, it used to give the option to import Chrome driver manager over here. It's not giving. Okay, I'll just manually write over here. That is, I know the package name from WebDriver underscore manager. Okay, I think the WebDriver manager package has to be installed separately. Yes, I have not done that. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so you have a package known as WebDriver manager because this is a new workspace, right? Generally, I use a pre-existing workspace in which everything is installed. So you can write Python package which has to be installed. So you will be earlier this WebDriver manager was not there. So we used to download some special EXEs, keep it in path. If you understand what I'm saying, if you have worked in Selenium around 2, 3 years back, then it was not there, but now it is there. So you just need to give this command. So if the WebDriver manager is not used, then for every browser there is a exe file which you have to download and which you have to install, and you need to keep the path of that exe over here. So that thing is gone now from Selenium. So they have given this WebDriver managers which automatically handle the browser exes, which are those are not actually the browser exes, but those are exes which help you to automate the browsers, right? So you're right now. That driver underscore manage was the manager. Okay, this package is still not identified. Our manager is installed. Okay, I always used pre-installed workspaces, so that's why it's not working. Okay, just hold on. Chrome, Chrome driver service, driver manager. Yeah, it's coming now. Okay, it's come up right now. Maybe it took a little time after installation, maybe. Right, and you need to write Chrome driver manager dot install. So what this command does, this is a like a magic. Okay, earlier we used to keep some exes. Right, those exes used to give some trouble always, because after 2 3 months the browser used to get updated, and then you had to update the exes manually again, download them, because every browser provider, whether it is Chrome from Google or Firefox or Edge, so every or from Microsoft, so every browser provider has given an exe. That exe Selenium uses to automate the browser. So we used to manually download the exe earlier, and it used to create a problem with time. But now they have uh, introduced these driver managers with which you don't need to worry about the exes. And when I run this command, so what happens is, I got some cold, sorry. So it runs, and it's actually, this is a new workspace for this batch. So it's actually downloading something. Hold on. It's actually downloading the exe, which you used to download manually earlier. Now it's downloading it automatically. Just hold on. Hold on, guys. You'll have to wait for this. It's just 6.7 MB and it's taking a lot of time. Maybe the server is slow.
So Ashish, is this something similar to like Maven, like how we used to put like references to where we want to download or what version we want to download or something like that? So we don't have to do that in Python like that?
And it's not actually Maven, but
Kind of like Maven, right?
kind of, yes, you can say it automatically detects the browser version and downloads the exe. So now this thing returns you the reference of a driver, and you can write over here, say driver dot get, and you can give the URL HTTP, the website where you want to go. And when you run this now, so you will see that it will open the browser automatically and go to that website. So you don't have to, do anything. Every command in Selenium is inbuilt. Okay. And the same is valid for Firefox. Okay. In case of Firefox, the service is known as Gecko Driver Manager. Okay, so you need to write over here service equals to service Gecko Driver Manager dot install. And if you write this, also can give you the driver reference, and it returns you the object of Firefox. And you can write over here driver dot get the same command. And when you run this, It will take a little while. So you see, it launches Firefox driver. Right, Firefox browser is launched. Right, and in case of Edge, you can write that service equals to service and right and uh, Edge Chromium driver manager. Okay, this is known as the Edge Chromium driver manager. In this case, dot install, and it will you can take Edge to the website, right? And when you run it, so it will download the exe. Now, this is going to take some time as well. So let it download. So basically, you have got the three driver service classes: Chrome driver, Gecko driver manager, Edge Chromium driver manager, which you have to use in order to launch these. Now you can also I'll make a new Python file known as a dynamic script. That is one script which can work on multiple browsers. Okay, generally we decide like this. Suppose that the browser which I want to work on is Chrome browser. Right. Then whatever script you are going to write will work on Chrome. If I just change this browser to say Firefox, then the same script will be working on Firefox as well. Right. So we generally write a script like this, and uh, you know, generally we declare the driver to be none. That means the driver is not initialized. And you can keep an if statement that if the browser value is equal to Chrome. Okay, in Python you put a colon, and in that case you initialize the driver. So basically you have to initialize the driver. Right, driver will be equal to this. So I'll just copy all the imports. They will be used over here. Fine. And else if. So in Python, else if is known as elif. Okay, you just need to write this. And if the browser is equal to Firefox, right? In that case, the driver is equal to webdriver.firefox, right? And then else if the browser is Edge, right? In that case, the driver is equal to the Edge driver, right? So you have the driver initialized. So once the driver is initialized, you can give the command driver.get. So no matter whether you are launching Chrome, Firefox, or Edge, you are going to the BBC website. So you can have this single script which will work on all the browsers. You just need to change the browser name from here. So later on, we can put this browser name maybe on Excel file or a JSON file, some external place basically, and we can decide that on which browser the script has to be executed. Right, see, the Firefox opens. It's taking you to BBC, and similarly, you just need to change this variable name to Chrome, and you need to run this script. Okay, so it will simply launch Chrome and launch the script. Okay, if you have any questions, then you can let me know. Right. Now, once you have reached a website, how do you interact with the elements on the website? All right, so because um, if I just run this again and oh, sorry, if I go to any website where suppose I have to say enter the user ID and the password or something. So look, Selenium, it works on the HTML page source of the web page. Please understand that. Whether it is any language, right? Whether it is Selenium with Java, Python, or Selenium with C Sharp, ultimately Selenium works on the HTML page source of the web page. Okay, so HTML page source of the web page it passes and it works on that. Like for example, if you are on say Chrome, sorry Firefox, and you right click, you in all the browsers you have the option to view the page source. So this is the HTML code of the page. Right, Selenium works on this, and you need to understand how to inspect this page in order to work with the Selenium. And the best tool to work with this page is available in the Chrome browser, and it is known as the Chrome Inspector. Okay, although the inspectors are there in every browser, the Chrome Inspector is the best. Right, if I open up Chrome and if I go to the website in .rediff.com and I click on the say uh, money link and then I click on the sign in button. Sorry. So it takes me to a sign in page, which is taking a little while to load. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just stop. Yeah. Suppose you have to enter something over here and you have to automate this. So you right click over here on this page and you get the option to inspect the page. And when you inspect this text field, you have this ID of this text field. So this is the actually the HTML code of this text field. Okay, if you can inspect anything, say if I go and inspect this sign in link or sign in text. So this is the HTML code of this sign in text, right? You can change it over here. I can write my name over here and it will change to Ashish over here. Okay, anywhere you go on any web page, right? Even if I go to say ICICIbank.com, so you can go to any, whether it is banking site or any site, every site has got HTML page source. Okay, and everything is coming from the HTML page source. If this is a link my portfolio, then this is the page source of this link. This is the name of the link. Every link has a tag name. You see this conical bracket? This is known as a tag. A link will always have the A tag. It's known as the anchor tag. All right, and Selenium works on this. If you look at this web page, say this is, I think my internet is slow. Okay, so if you look at this, sorry, so on this page also, you can right click. It's taking a lot of time to load, so let it be like this. So basically, any element on the page, you have to inspect. You click on this arrow, move the mouse over the element, and you'll be able to see the element. The email address field over here has the tag name as input. Input is the tag name for email address field, and it has got an ID. So first of all, if an element is having an ID, it becomes really easy for you
I think so. Your
to
screen is
write a
stuck.
code to identify the element. Okay, hold on. Is it stuck for you, Asif?
It was for a little bit. Now I can see your Chrome elements.
Yeah, now it's good. Okay.
Okay. So, you know, this is the ID of the element. If the element is having an ID, then it's really easy to identify the element. But not all the elements they have an ID, right? But still, if it is having an ID, then it will seriously make a difference. As a beginner, I'm taking a very easy example with you because this element has an ID, and we'll try to write a code which will type something in this element. Okay, so over here, if I change the URL to this URL in the code, so this is going to go to this particular URL, right? And you can write driver dot, you will get find element command. The find element command takes the attribute by which criteria you have to find the element on the web page, right? Look, how do I explain you this? By attribute, um, there are different criterias in Selenium with which you can identify the elements. You can identify the elements with ID. You can identify it with a name attribute. Sometimes when you inspect the web page, see this element has also got a name. ID and name are supposed to be unique for an element. There should not be two elements on the web page which have the same ID or the same name, but very rarely it happens that they have it. And in that case, you can contact the developer of the website and just tell him that please give unique ID and names to the elements if you're giving. So the first criteria is ID or name. The second criteria is the class. Sometimes the elements have the class attribute. Okay, which is not unique. Not every time one element will have the unique class. Over here, the class is input. But there can be many elements on the page which have the same class. Class is not supposed to be unique. So you have to be very careful while identifying the element with the help of class attribute. Okay. When you don't have anything with you don't find unique ID name or unique class. So you need to use XPath or something known as CSS selector, which we will also studies. So these all are the locator strategies which are available with the buy criteria over here. Let me show you an existing code first. Sorry, that will, sorry, I have a bad throat. Right, that will give you a very clear idea, right, what I'm trying to tell you, and then I will show you, right? So over here, I had opened it for you. Okay, so hold on. I think I have it with me. So yeah, so you specify in find element command that with which criteria you want to find the element. So they out here we have all the criterias. You have by the ID, by the name, by the XPath CSS selector class name. Even with link text, you can identify the element. Okay, like if after dot I place my cursor and if I hit control space bar of my keyboard, it gives me the auto suggest. All right. So over here, you have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the seventh one is also there, which is partial link text. Okay, as the name suggests, you can partly give the link text or even the tag name. So gradually in this training, we are going to see all of these selectors. We'll start off with the ID and the name, right? So what you need to do is you need to write, not like this, by dot by dot ID, and you can import the by class. You move the mouse over there, it will import it. And you can mention the ID of the text field over here. The ID is this, right? Dot send keys means you type, that is find the element and then fire the send keys function on it. Okay, and you will be able to, with the help of send keys, you will be able to type something in the element. If I type ABC and run this, okay, it was a little fast. Okay, it closed the browser actually in the end, but we can prevent it from closing the browser also, right? So you run this, and again, I'll tell you later on that how you can prevent the browser to be closed. It closes the browser by the end. You see, types ABC, it was very fast and it closed the browser. Okay, and you can also type something in the, you know, password text field. See, this is the name of the text. Let's identify it with name. Fine. So it's very easy. You just need to write driver dot find element by the name, and you mention the name over here dot send keys, you send something. So after you find the element with, you need to interact with the element. There are many interaction commands. If you write dot click, it will click on the text field. If you write clear, it will clear the value of the text field. If you write uh, location dot, uh, it will give you the location, the x and y coordinates of the element, but I will go into that later on. Right, so you write type on it. Hmm. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah, you were muted for a few seconds. You okay now?
No, I lost the connection somehow. I got disconnected, right? So as I was telling you that, you know, after finding the element, there are a lot of interaction commands which you can give. If you want to click on the element, if you want to clear the value of the element, or if you want to do something else, you want to get the x and y coordinates of the element. So if you want to take the screenshot as of the element, that also can be done. So we'll see these commands, right? And suppose after entering the username and password, you want to click on the submit button. This is the submit button. The ID is a login submit, right? So you can simply write driver dot find element by the ID again, and I can give the ID login submit dot click. Right. So when you run this, well, I'll just connect my charger. Okay. So it's executing and it entered the user ID and password and it actually uh, submitted the form. Right. Now, uh, look, the browser over here is getting closed in the end. Generally, um, if you use any other language like Selenium with Java, you will not see the browser getting closed in the end, right? So what you can do is there are two ways. One is that you can use time dot sleep, and you can give time dot sleep means wait for 5 seconds. This is the best thing right now, but you can instruct Selenium in different ways to stop closing the browser, right? So now if you run this, I'll tell you those ways, right? So see that it enters the ID and password and it clicks on the button. So it's not a rocket science. Everything is inbuilt. Everything is pre-decided. You just have to learn how you can use some pre-built, inbuilt commands and how you can work with those commands. All right, fine. Now, if you don't, what if two elements on the web page, they have the same ID? Okay, by chance, there are two elements on the page which have the same user email ID. It should not happen, but if it is happening, then please note, you know, Selenium, it scans the web page from left side to right side like this. Okay, and if there is an element, one element is here and the other element is here. If both these elements have the same ID, X, then Selenium will use the first one. It will ignore the second one. If you have to use the second one, there are ways to do that. Okay. So Selenium scans the page from left to right and it goes to the bottom of the page. So there are ways to identify the second one as well, but by default, it will take the first one. All right. And it should not happen that the two elements have the same ID. But what if the ID and the name are there? Then we use XPaths or CSS selectors, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Okay. So I'll just make a new file over here. known as xpaths.txt. Sorry. Okay. So xpaths. There are two types of xpaths. The first type of xpath is uh, it's known as the complete xpath or absolute xpath. The second type of xpath is known as the partial xpath. Okay, xpath, what technically it is? Xpath is like the address of the element on the web page. Like there is an address which uniquely identifies you, right? So similarly, we have an XPath which uniquely identifies the element on the web page. Okay, like for example, if I look at this link on the top, rediff.com, this link has the anchor tag A. All the links on the web pages, they will always have the anchor tag A, but it has got no ID. All right. If you want to identify this element, then this element is somewhere inside this HTML tag. This HTML tag has got two tags, body tag and head tag. This element is somewhere inside the body tag. Inside the body tag, you have this iframe tag, div tag, right? So inside this div tag, there is another div tag, and then you have the anchor tag A. Okay. Now, if you hit Control F of the keyboard in this Chrome Inspector, you will get this small text field at the bottom. If I type HTML over here, see it is highlighting the HTML tag in yellow. This HTML tag has got two tags under it, head tag and body tag. The link is somewhere inside the body tag. So you traverse down, you write slash body. So it will reach the body tag. Inside the body tag, you have the first tag as iframe. If I write iframe, it will reach this iframe tag. The second tag is div tag. The third tag is also div tag. The fourth tag is also div tag. So there are parallel division tags. So if I write over here div bracket 1 like this, then it will reach the first division tag. If I write div bracket 2, it will reach the second division tag under the body tag. 3 will give you the third division tag. If I write 30, it will not give you anything. See, it is writing 0 out of 0 elements. So it's not 30th is not existing. We want to go inside the second division tag because our rediff.com link is somewhere inside the second division tag. So I will write over here div2. Inside the second division tag, there are many parallel division tags and other tags. You want to go in the first division tag because this link is lying inside the first division tag. Okay, so you will write over here slash div1, and then you have this link anchor tag slash a. So this becomes the complete XPath from the root of the document to the element. And that's how it is calculated. Okay, but we don't calculate it manually, right? It's easy to calculate it from the source of the page. You right click on the element and you will get the option to copy the full complete XPath. Okay, you copy this and it will give you the same thing which we built manually. Oh, sorry, this is right now. Okay, right. So you don't have to worry that how complete XPath will be. I don't have to worry that I have to calculate it every time. You can calculate it from the page source, right click on the element and copy the full XPath. Like similarly for this email address field. Okay, but you should know how it is calculated. Okay, how the structure is traversed. Okay, you copy the full XPath and this is the complete XPath for the email address field. If I write over here driver.findElement, you give the criteria by the XPath and you specify the XPath dot send piece hello. And when you run this, so this is going to type in hello in the text field. You see that? Right. And even if you change the browser, look, the page source remains same across all the browsers. This is the response from the server. It will remain same across the browsers. Even if I change the page source to Firefox and I run this, so it will launch Firefox and it will be able to work on Firefox as well. It is not that for every, because the ID of the element will remain the same. The element structure, the page structure will remain the same across the browsers. There are hardly any websites which open differently in different browsers. Okay, so I just need to change the browser name now, and the same script will try to log in a different browser for me. Okay, and we tried to use the XPath, we tried to use the a name ID to identify the elements. The XPath which we used was the complete XPath. But we refrain ourselves from using complete XPaths. We don't like complete XPaths. We don't want to use complete XPaths because the complete XPaths, they start from the root of the document to the element. If tomorrow something changes in the web page, a new element is added or something, then all my XPaths will change in the script. So it becomes a problem. Okay, at the root level only, if a new division is added, so I will have to change all my XPaths. So that is why we use the partial XPaths. They are shorter and they are better. Okay, so I will take up partial XPaths tomorrow because it's going to take me time to explain you partial XPaths. It's a little in-depth topic, but still, we saw today that how you can launch a browser, how you can write a script which can work on one script, how it can work on different browsers. How do you identify the elements? A simple criteria name, a simple criteria ID, a simple criteria XPath, and our whole coming classes will be around this code only. Okay, so anyone with any questions? Anything?
Ashish, the first class that you created, you were importing the service, but the subsequent classes that you're creating, you're not using the service anymore. See, like line number 3 here. So it means we did not have to import service.
Yeah, over here in the second, I've imported, of course, not in the screen.
Okay, it's up there. Okay.
Okay. So, all right. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So I'll send you the recording, and gradually in 2 days I'll also start giving you some exercises to do. Okay.
All right.
All right then. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay.